But not knowing if your efforts are going to pay off or not. And that isn't an easy place to be. And sometimes life comes along and, punches you while you're down.
It's the consistent effort that we're working on every day that will make a difference.
To Tenacity City. This is our second video and we're excited to be back. This time what we want to talk about is somewhat of our own personal journey that we're on right now. And a lot of it is about not knowing if your efforts are going to pay off or not. And that isn't an easy place to be. And sometimes you just wonder, are you on the right path? Are you crazy for continuing on? Are you, basically what are you doing? And sometimes life comes along and, punches you while you're down. One of the things that Haley and I are going through right now is we've had a successful e-commerce business that we quit our jobs. Neither of us have university education. We've done a lot of self-learning and school of hard knocks, as they say. And so we bought in real estate, we flipped it, and at the same time have done some other ventures. We used to work at a local telecom in our city, and we worked there for 10 years. We left, it's gonna be 9 years this year, which is crazy to think. And we left the day that our son was born. He was born in March of 2017, and the day he was born, both my wife and I said, you know what? A good, safe, secure plan sounds like leaving a good, safe, secure job with a pension, which doesn't exist anymore for most people, with benefits, with a really good salary, especially considering neither of us have university or college. I understand that in this day and age that may not be as relevant, but it is something that we had to take into account. And one of the things that we've chosen to do is to drop ship. I remember I took a real estate course, Haley and I, years ago when we wanted to learn how to wholesale and flip. And one of the instructors said, real estate's not on trial, you are. And I've carried that with me. And for me, drop shipping's not on trial. We are.
We are.
And without going into too long of a story on this one, we have seen great success and we have seen some pretty gnarly tumbles as well. And it's not 100% attributed to Winston Churchill, but it's the best that they can say is what he said. And it's a quote that we have on our wall that success isn't final, failure isn't fatal, but it's the courage to keep going on. And one of the things that I struggle with in these circumstances, especially because we've been blessed that when we had the finances, we did our best to live below our means. We're definitely not monks by any means. We have made some what I would consider extravagant purchases, but I do think, every now and then you gotta enjoy life, but you don't want to YOLO at the same time. But with that said, we're now at a position where we're actually taking from the pot and it's not being added to. And we also have a team and we have dreams and goals and all those things just like everybody else. And so sometimes you're looking in the mirror wondering why and how it's going to go. And there's these 3 timelines that kind of go in your mind. And one of them is today, what can I get done today? But then your mind, at least mine, will go into the future and say, okay, well, here's your financial cushion and what happens on that date for that runway. And then what can trigger is you thinking about, well, what does life look like after that runway? And so now you've just spent the whole day that you could actually make a change with that could make the future look different. Instead, you spent it in the future that doesn't exist. And then it ends up creating regret for an outcome that hasn't happened, but yet it feels like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that is a difficult place to get out of, but it is a place that you can get out of. We have watched God intervene many times, and that doesn't mean that the doors kick open and cash just ends up on your pillow. But I would encourage anyone and everyone to have a good group around them and to find out, just have good mentors. One of the blessings that we've had is Haley goes to a women's group almost every Friday. Myself, I have a Tuesday morning group, I have a Thursday group, and then I also have a once a month group with some men. And I'm able to share some of the struggles that I have, and it's nice that you can lay it all out to people that you trust, and they can look at your blind spots and say, you know, I do think you need to pivot, or you need to just keep going, or you just need to stop, like just stop. And it's always said with love and grace. And I think that's the important part, is you want to have people that aren't yes men in your corner. You want people that want the best for you, but are also willing to tell you when you need to change.
And challenge you.
Yeah, and challenge you. And so one of the things that I know I'm left with, and something that Haley has a better disposition, but I know that you're human, and you know, Jesus talks about in Matthew 6, verse 25 to 31, to not worry about tomorrow, you know, that you are important to God, and that don't worry about tomorrow because today has enough trouble. I wish he would have left it at just, you know, don't worry, be happy. That would have been fantastic, but it puts it into perspective. And so that's what I've got to say on this journey. And I know Haley wanted to point out a few good resources that can help people that are in this situation or going through it.
So Saxon and I talk a lot, naturally being married and running a business together, discussing these ideas about the future and kind of like how to gain good perspective when, you know, anxious thoughts can kind of take over a little bit, especially when there's finances involved and there's so much pressure as the head of the household to manage all of these things. So we have a few videos that we watch kind of on repeat that help us a lot. I mean, of course, we read the Bible first and foremost for encouragement, but there's a video called Happy Farmer. It's by a channel called I Am Beggar. We'll link below because it's super, super helpful and it's a great perspective. We also watch another one from Alex Hormozy on repeat, and it's about, I think, podcasts, but it doesn't matter. It's about the attitude of it, and basically the main point that we took from it is that you have to focus on the input. So like, don't worry about the output and the money that you're going to make and all of that stuff, because the main aspect of success is just focusing on what you can do today, and you know, the output will come later. As you know, it's the consistent effort that we're working on every day that will make a difference. So I'll link to a few things that we find really encouraging, and we hope that you find some encouragement through this video, knowing that, you know, you're not alone. You know, I feel like business owners can feel very isolated at times, because if you don't run a business, you don't really understand what people go through, that you wear so many hats and have so much pressure on you, and you know, you don't want to let your employees down, and you want it to work because, you know, business can be so rewarding, but it's also very challenging, very, very challenging at times. So anyways, we hope that you find encouragement, and we will continue talking about our journey, and we'll get a little bit more granular on the things that we're working on, because every day we're showing up and trying to turn our boat around, and we know that it will, but we just want to be open and honest during this journey because it hasn't turned around yet. And yeah, we hope to connect with you. That's about it.
Yeah. So on that note, stay blessed and keep up the tenacity.
Yes. Have a great day.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Yes. Can't forget that.